Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Shukade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidiname Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajali Vishesha Shunyavadi Bhasha Deresha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So how many of you made Chitadahi today? You can raise a digital hand.
What, Mataji?
This is today's Pani Hatti Chitadehi festival. No?
I did.
I did not.
Poha with curd and milk.
Mango,
Mango and banana.
Mango, banana, sugar.
Ashwani Hare Krishna, I am living near that temple, Kolkata.
Oh,
Pani Hatti temple. Yes.
Near Pani Hatti temple. Very nice. Oh, Hari.
So much rush. So much rush.
Yeah.
So I have, yesterday I visited bus. Hare Krishna.
Oh, very nice. Hope one day we can also come visit the Pani Hatti temple. So that's the temple where that pastime happened, Mataji. The pastime near that temple. I think so. Oh, very nice. So that is good. Okay, so today is that Pani Hatti Chidave festival, and we know the Danda festival and last time we had a feast in our temple. We had a feast by Guru Shri Mataji. She's in our class, and she personally came here and made so much Chidadehi for all the devotees and fed all the devotees. Okay, so it was so nice. Mataji mixed what is that? She soaked the poha in the milk and then added curd and mangoes and bananas and sugar. It was so nice. So one lesson we can learn from Raghunathas Goswami is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Markada Vairagya na kare. Okay, that is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 16.238. It's a very nice sloka. We can just read once. This is the take-home lesson for all of us. Now, sometimes we feel, oh, I have to run off to Vrindavan, Mayapur. Let me just leave everything and go away. No, but when time comes, yes, we can definitely do that. But then when Raghunathas Goswami, being such a big landlord, the son of Govardhan Majumdar and Hiranya Manjumdar, such big landlords, and he kept running away, from the house and everything. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this, Markada Vairagya Nakara Lokadekana Yada Yoga Vishaya Punja Anasaktahana Markada Vairagya Nakara. Don't do monkey vairagya. Just monkeys are doing falgu vairagya, just running away. So this is like, he's like, don't do that. Monkey renunciation. Okay, so this is for us also. Like, don't make yourself a show bottle devotee. Show bottle means, oh, I'm very renounced outside, but inside having all such kind of sense gratification and become a false renunciant. Now, this is for grihasthas also. We have our responsibilities to do everything. At the same time, we should do service. And when we get an opportunity to actually serve, then we should take a decision. Like Raghunathas Goswami finally left everything and went to Mahaprabhu. But for time being, enjoy the material world in a befitting way, not in for sense gratification. Befitting way in the sense Yukta Vairagya. Use everything in Krishna service and do not become attached to it. So this is a very nice lesson for all of us. Markada Vairagya includes false renunciation. So don't show, like monkey makes an external show, no? He doesn't accept a cloth, lives naked in the forest, no house. But then they are very busy enjoying sense gratification. This is called Markada Vairagya or renunciation of a monkey. So that is also called as Falgu Vairagya, right? Falgu or temporary Markada Vairagya. Smashana Vairagya it's called. Smashana Vairagya means you go to a smashana or the crematorial ground, and then when you go there, you feel like so renounced. When a man takes body to a crematorium, he says that, oh, why I'm working so hard day and night, and you become so renounced. But the time you reach home, again, sense gratification. That's called Smashana Vairagya. It's also called Markada Vairagya. So that we should not do. We should do Yukta Vairagya. And the next sloka also, Mahaprabhu says a nice instruction. He says to Raghunathas Goswami, Antara Nishtakare Bahya Loka Vyavahara Achirata Krishna Tumaya Karibe Udhara Antara Nishtakara Bahya Viloka Vyavahara. When you go to office, when you deal with non-devotees, Antara Nishtakara. Within the heart, you should be thinking, oh, it's time for me to chant. I have to do that and do this. All that should come inside. But Bahya Loka Vyavahara. Not outside showing that I'm a great devotee, not like that. Bahya Loka Vyavahara. our Guru Maharaj says that you can even put tilak with water when you go outside. If you want to do interact with non-devotees or it's your job, then you have to do that. Santara nishta kare, bahya loka vyavahar. And then what happens? Achirate Krishna tumaya kari bhavtarat. Soon Krishna will deliver you. So Mahaprabhu said to Raghunath Goswami, within your heart, you should be keep yourself very faithful to Krishna. But externally, you may behave like an ordinary man, not like I'm a great devotee. If you show off you are a great devotee, people will try to destroy your bhakti. Now show as if you are also one of them, among them. But inside, don't take association, give association, but don't get influenced by that. And he says Krishna will soon be very pleased and deliver you from the clutches of Maya. So these two instructions I felt very, very strong instructions for all of us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no? Because through Raghunath Das Goswami's instructions. And towards the end of the class, Prabhu said, no, don't imitate Raghunath Das Goswami. Don't run away and go anywhere because that is false renunciation. We are not renounced yet. But that time will come when Krishna makes us really feel that when you go for a job, when you do something material, Krishna makes you feel that, what am I doing? You start getting, what do you say, kind of detached from your work, and you feel frustrated there and you feel happy in the association of devotees. That time will come, and that time you don't have to think anything else. Just involve yourself in the service. So time will come, but then we have to have a lot of patience for that and sincerely pray. Raghunath Das Goswami had sincere desire to serve. That desire should be there in all of you. As Prabhu said, come to a temple without return ticket, no? Just come one-way ticket and then don't go back, because Prabhu really wants all of you here. We have a lot of shortage of people. We have online so many devotees, but offline, you come to a temple, it's like very empty. So we don't want that. Temple is coming up. There is DT kitchen, devotee kitchen, so many things happening. So please do come. We cannot manage alone. So you have that sincere desire. Yes, I have to come and serve Radha Govinda. If you have that desire, whatever your situation in life is, Krishna will change it. Trust me. Krishna will definitely change it. And then, but that sincere desire should be there. Every day you should pray. Every day you should have that desire. Krishna, I don't know what you do in my life. My life is stuck here, but I want to go and do full-time service. Then Krishna will, he can do anything. No? Krishna is above your karma and above your destiny. So definitely he'll do. But that sincere desire, Rupa Goswami says, no, tatra laulyam apimulya kevalam kodi janma sukritana labhyate. That's not possible in thousands of life, 40 crores of life. But then if you have that sincere desire, I want to do service, I want to do service. So regarding your health, regarding your responsibilities, regarding your whatever situation in life is. But if you have the desire, Krishna will definitely make your life in such a way that he fulfills your spiritual desire. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll just go to the other mantras, 9 to 14 mantras. So mantras 1 to 3 is about proprietorship and laws of God. We saw that Krishna is Purna, complete, and Krishna Ishavas principle. We saw that was the proprietorship. Krishna is the owner. And mantra 4 to 8, we saw the vision of a Mahabhagavata. Like how Krishna walks, he doesn't walk, he's inside us, outside us, he's far, he's near. We saw that. That's a Mahabhagavata can see like that. A pure devotee sees like that. And now 9 to 14 is about the absolute and relative knowledge, like in terms of knowledge, what is absolute knowledge, what is relative knowledge, in terms of worship also we'll see. So we'll see that now, absolute and relative in terms of knowledge. What are the two types of knowledge you know? Yes. What are the knowledges you know?
Material knowledge and spiritual knowledge.
Material and spiritual. Yeah, material knowledge means our degrees, whatever we get about material life. Spiritual knowledge means what? What is the meaning of spiritual knowledge?
The knowledge of the soul and
what is God? Why we are here?
Mainly soul and spirit, no matter. What is spirit and soul, spirit and matter, right? To know the difference between matter and spirit. Like we are spirit, soul, and we are part and parcel of the Lord. So that is spiritual knowledge. And the transmigration of the soul, all that should be known. So that is Paravidya and Aparavidya. Paravidya and Aparavidya. If a non-devotee have an atheist, okay, have some spiritual knowledge, then is it good or bad?
Good.
Non-devotee, atheist.
Non-good.
He's an atheist, but he knows about good philosophy. He knows good philosophy.
But he doesn't make it in a proper. He doesn't make it use in a proper way.
Yeah, he doesn't use it in a proper way. He might misuse that knowledge. Yes, Suma Mataji, you want to add something?
Yes, Mataji, it is bad only, Mataji.
It is bad because definitely he will use it in a wrong way. Jyoti Mataji?
Mataji, it will result in his downfall. He may become inflated with pride.
Yeah.
And,
And then what happens? Pride will be there. Yes, mental speculation, there'll be show off. There'll be debate with devotees. So it is more dangerous if the knowledge is there in an atheist or a non-devotee. It's compared to the analogy, I think it's a Bhakti Shastri question, the jewel on a cobra. Now there is cobra is already poison. And if there is a jewel on the poisonous snake, it means it's more poisonous or more dangerous. So this knowledge for an atheist or an terrorist, it's actually bad. Why? Because any knowledge for that matter, he's a negative person and he have some knowledge about drugs, and there is bioterrorism. They spread this virus and kill many people. So many things are happening in the world. So knowledge to an atheist or a tamoguna person, it's very, very dangerous, more dangerous in case, because he can use the same knowledge to defeat someone or take somebody's life. Like for example, so we should not say doctor is supposed to save somebody's life, but the same knowledge they use to kill someone also. They know like which vein to cut which artery or what to give, not everything they know. So they can use that same knowledge in a good way and a bad way. So paravidya and aparavidya. So the difference between material and spiritual knowledge is that spiritual knowledge continue from where we stop, but material knowledge we have to start from again. Okay. So mantra 9 says, Andam tama pravishyanti ye avidyam upasate tatho bhuya ivati tamo yayu vidyayam radaha. Those who engage in culture of nascent activities shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. Worse still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge. So if you have nascence means darkness or tamoguna character, then they will enter into that region. And if you have that culture of so-called knowledge means it's material knowledge. If you keep developing that, then what happens? It is degradation only. So this is comparing vidya with avidya. What is avidya? Avidya means?
Ignorance of Krishna consciousness.
Ignorance. Vidya is real knowledge, right? So avidya is ignorance or nascence. And vidya is knowledge, real knowledge. So avidya or ignorance is undoubtedly dangerous, but vidya or knowledge is more dangerous when mistaken or misguided. Okay, vidya will be, if for a godless society, if somebody is not believing in God and if they have some knowledge, see in the second page of mantra 9, Prabhupada gives this analogy. This is an important Bhakti Shastri question. He says, the advancement of learning a godless people is as dangerous as a valuable jewel on the hood of a cobra. A cobra decorated with valuable gel is more dangerous than one who is not decorated. In Hari Bhakti Subodhaya also, it is said the advancement of education by a godless people is compared to decoration on a dead body. Bhagavat Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Japastava Aprana Seva Dehasya Mandaram Lokaranjana. If you don't have bhakti, if you're not doing the devotional services, then it's like decorating a dead body. Whatever knowledge, whatever caste or whatever jati, shastram, japas, tapa you have, it's all of no use. So modern civilization had advanced considerably in the field of mass education, but the result is that people are more unhappy than ever before because of the stress placed on material advancement to the exclusion of the most important part of life, the spiritual aspect. So as we all know that you work in a company, there's a deadline and so much of stress, you have to do that, you have to do this. So advanced as civilization is, but where is this happiness gone? But in the spiritual aspect, it's not like that. Prabhupada says, the advancement of learning by a godless people is as dangerous as a valuable jewel on the hood of a cobra. Because a cobra is already dangerous. And if it is decorated with valuable gel, is more dangerous than which is not decorated. So this is how knowledge for a godless society. If they are godless and they have nice knowledge about this nuclear weapons and everything, they will use that knowledge for terrorism and antisocial things, right? So that means knowledge in a godless society. Godless means they are atheists. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything else. They just believe in themselves. They are even ready to give their life for the country, for the opposite, to fight against the opposite country. So this analogy you should know definitely, that the advancement of knowledge in a godless society is like a valuable jewel on the hood of a cobra, because the jeweled cobra is more dangerous than just not decorated. So a godless civilization directed towards the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than a civilization in which the masses of people are less educated. Actually, so many are getting educated nowadays. No, there are so many educated unemployed people. Nobody have a job because they are highly educated, highly qualified. Once a person went for a job and they said, you are overqualified for the job. Overqualified. So much they study. And then what happens when they become godless? If they are God-fearing, they will not do anything wrong, because they are at least in Sattvagun. But they are godless, they are in Tamoguna, they want to make more money. What they do? They try to do all negative things, because of this knowledge, they use that knowledge in negative things. Okay. So the aim of real education is self-realization, realization of the spiritual value of the soul, which sadly no colleges or schools teaches. No, we've been studied so many things, but then nothing is of use in our life. So once one Prabhu was saying, so some of you are engineers here, some of you are working in bank or whatever it is. We all studied cos theta, sin theta, all that in our maths and everything. No, how many of you are using it in your profession now? You can raise a digital hand. So many things we learn now. Are you all using that? Or so my Mataji is using?
Mataji, not like that, Mataji. My daughter asked that whether Krishna also studies LCM and HCF and all that, Mataji. So I did not have an answer to answer her, Mataji.
Krishna also?
My daughter asked whether Krishna also studies LCM, HCF, all that math.
Krishna's 64 days, he was in Sandipani's Muni's ashram. He was learning different arts. One day dance, one day music, one day archery, like that. No, all those things. Yes, Lakshmi Maharaj.
Mataji, I am a professor, so I have to teach kids the same thing.
Yeah, in professor as a job, yes, to teach you can use. But I'm asking that whether in your life are you practically using it? Yes, as a professor, definitely you have to teach the students. And also like history, that war, this world war, where is all that now? We study that, we mug it and we write it in the exam and get essay. Instead of that, if we would have studied some slokas or some kind of, spiritual things, at least it would have been use for us. Ms. Jyoti Mataji.
Mataji, real life, no use of all this. Only for exam purpose.
Yeah, it's only for exam purpose. That's it. But the biggest exam is death. But nobody taught us all that, no? So when you keep learning all that things initially, we feel like, oh, that's very important material. But after coming to spiritual life, we understand that material knowledge is nothing, right? As a teacher, yes, you have to use it, all that. But then when you are practical in life, and especially when the time of death, what principle comes is Ande Narayana Smriti. Ande Narayana Smriti. Right, recently somebody was saying in the cesarean section, Mataji was chanting, chanting or doing bhajan. So that shows our consciousness, no? Yeah, that's what is really important for us. So the purpose of all Vedic studies and everything is to awaken God consciousness. Okay, that's very important. Okay, so that is mantra 9. Mantra 9 says that knowledge should be in goodness, not in tamoguna. If we start under tamo, if the culture of knowledge is in tamoguna ignorance, then it will pull us to the darkest region of ignorance, and that is compared to the jewel on the head of a cobra. The advancement of education or advancement of knowledge in a godless society is compared, because it's very dangerous. They are the one, if you see all these terrorism and everything happening, there might be a big master brain behind that. Now, who is a highly educated person, might be from IIT or something. He would have cracked so many qualifying exam, or he might be like MTech, BTech, and so many things in chemical engineering and electronic engineering. He knows everything, every part of it, right? So he is a godless person, but he's so advanced in education, and for shortcut money, he want more of money, or might not be a money or revenge or grudge, whatever it is. Due to bad association, he goes to such people, and he used that master brain to destroy others, which is very, very bad. No, so this is a godless society happening. So Prabhupada says, from beginning, if we train the children in good consciousness, then whatever knowledge degree they get in future, it will be definitely used in a good way, not in a negative way. So that's about mantra 10. 9. Mantra 10 says, Anyat evahur vidyaya, anyat ahur avidyaya, iti sushrumadhirana, yenastat vichachakshire. So the wise have explained that one result is derived from the culture of knowledge, and that a different result is obtained from the culture of nascence. Okay, so one is culture of knowledge, that is Sattvagun, good knowledge comes. The other one is culture of nascence, means Tamoguna, ignorance. So ignorance means what? Not knowing the purpose of life. Okay. So one should culture knowledge in the following way. One should become a perfect gentleman and learn to give proper respect to others. So these are the different vidyaya, or culture of knowledge. The real knowledge is all this. Amanina manadena, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. What do you mean by amanina manadena? Kirtaniya sadahari.
Not to expect respect, but to give respect. Yeah, but to respect others.
Do not expect respect from others, right? Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So he says that's how you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra peacefully. If you do that, so one should become, in the sense, give respect to others. So how do you respect a person, a Kanishta Adhikari? Disrespected in what way?
By giving
Mentally
the
honoring
mind.
him. And how will you respect a Madhyama Adhikari who have taken Diksha?
Paying obeisance.
And Uttama Adhikari?
Immediately
Serving, by serving that person, yes. So this is how you offer respects to Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama Adhikari. Okay, Amanitam. So this is humility and pridelessness in Bhagavad Gita says, no? Amanitam, Adambitam. These are all divine qualities. How he should be Pranata Pesunichana Tarurabi Sahana. But that's actually very difficult when it comes to practical life. To be really humble like that, no? It's very difficult. And Adambitam is pridelessness. So Prabhupada says, in the modern society, when a boy thinks himself self-sufficient and pays no respect to elderly men, due to wrong type of education being imparted in our universities, boys all over the world are giving their elders headaches. And nowadays society, we know, it's very difficult, no? Teenagers and everyone, they don't even pay respect to elderly people in the family itself. So, what are the other things Prabhupada says is, one should not pose himself as religionist simply for name and fame. Oh, I'm a devotee, just for fame. No, we should not do that. One should not become a source of anxiety to others by the action of his body, by thoughts of his mind or his words. And one should learn forbearance, even in the face of provocation from others. One should learn to avoid duplicity in his dealings with others. One should search out a bona fide spiritual master who can lead him gradually to the stage of spiritual realization. And one should submit himself to such a spiritual master and render him service. Which is that sloka? Bhagavad Gita.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasthena sevaya
Yeah, tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upateshandite jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Okay, so tatvidhi pranipatena, you have to ask questions and I mean submissive. Pariprashnena sevaya, ask questions and do service. So when you do that, what happens? A spiritual master, then you get that answer for that particular question, and you can go in the right path. In order to approach the platform of self-realization, one must follow the regulative principles enjoined in the revealed scriptures. One must be fixed in the tenets of the revealed scriptures. One should completely refrain from practices which are detrimental to the interest of self-realization. One should not accept more than he requires for the maintenance of the body. Atyahara prayasascha, that should not be that. And one should not falsely identify himself with a gross material body, nor should one consider those who are related to his body to his own. And that takes time, but that too much attachment should not be there. One should always remember that as long as he has a material body, he should face the miseries of repeated birth, death, old age, and disease. There is no use of making plan to get rid of these miseries of the material body. The best course is what? Spiritual identity. Once somebody asked Prabhupada, why do you spend so much money on these temples? You can build hospitals, you can give charity, you can treat patients. So Prabhupada said, we are not treating the body, we are treating the soul. And Prabhupada said, our Krishna conscious hospital is more, in the sense, temple is more better than your hospital. Why? Because in your hospital, you can't prevent death. But in our ISKCON, we can prevent death. And all the disciples were like, Jai Srila Prabhupada, because to overcome death, in the sense to get moksha or to go back to Godhead, that can be done only in spiritual life, no? Not in a material life. Yes, our material life, material hospital, you can treat the body, but in spiritual way, that's not the thing. It's the soul getting treated. So one should not be attached to more than necessities of life required for spiritual advancement. One should not be more attached to the wife, children, home, and then than the revealed scriptures ordained. One should not be happy or distressed over desirable and undesirable things. One should become an unalloyed devotee of the personality of God, Shri Krishna, and serve him with rapt attention. So all these, so many things are given as the real knowledge. And this is how Prabhupada says we should be. Because Sri Shoparishad very strongly wants that the culture of nations is different from that of knowledge. So when there are tamoguna, because of avidya, all sinful activities happens, right? Who remembers the cycle of sinful activities in Nectar of Devotion? Because of avidya, what happens?
Desire comes.
Sunita Mataji, yes, there is a desire to do sinful activities. That's
Avidya,
called
desire,
as?
and then,
Desires are called as what?
Mataji, Kotam, Bijam,
No, Bijam. First is Bijam.
Yeah.
First is Bijam, not Kutam. So first you have avidya, and because of avidya, you feel like doing the sin, that desire to do the sin. That's called Bijam. Yes, Mataji, continue. After Bijam, what happens?
Aprarabdha karma.
No, sin is happening. Sin. Kutam comes last, please. So first is avidya or ignorance. Because of avidya, what happens? People have that desire to do the sin. So that's called bijam. So avidya, bijam. Then once you have the desire, you do the sin, papa. Once you do the sin, it's aprarabdha stage, aprarabdha or unmanifested reaction. And if that continues, then there is kutam, the sinful disposition, feel like doing the sin again and again. The cycle repeats. And then there is prarabdha karma, or there is manifested reaction, and klesha. So this is the cycle of, so where is it starting? Avidya or knowledge, ignorance. So avidya is basically means what? Not knowing we are spirit soul. Ignorance means what? That we are just this body, everything is material, all this. So that is avidya. Like the Mayavadis doesn't believe in the form of the Lord, right? What else they believe? They don't believe in the form, but they believe in the light or the Brahman, right? The Brahma Jyoti. But what else they think about Krishna? Why Mahaprabhu says Mayavadi Krishna Aparadi?
Because they want to merge with
He
Krishna.
has a material body.
They think Krishna has a material body. Very nice answer. So this is what Mayavadis are thinking. When Krishna comes in a human form, they think Krishna's body is material. Avajanandi Mambuda Manishim Tarimashidam Parambhavamajanando Mavabhuta Maheshwaram. And the fools deride Krishna when he comes in human form. These fools are the Mayavadis. The Mayavadis, firstly, they believe that Krishna doesn't have a form. He's Nirakar, Nirguna. No, they think like that. So that is one offense they're doing. Second offense is that when Krishna comes in this material world to do his pastime, they think he has a material body. So that is again wrong. That's why Krishna, Mayavadis are called Krishna Aparadi. So this is ignorance. They are in nascence. They didn't read the scriptures. They don't know. That's why they take Rasa Leela and all this in a negative way, 16,100 queens, because they think Krishna is a material body. There is no material thing in Krishna. Everything is Sachidananda Vigraha, right? So there is no lust in Krishna's life. So this is where they make the mistake. So Prabhupada says, the instructions of Vidya or knowledge must be acquired from a Dhira. Dhira means Dhira, Janak, Priya, Karo, like the Goswamis, the great spiritual masters. And Adhira is one who is not disturbed in material illusion. No one can be undisturbed unless he's perfectly spiritually realized. So that's like a spiritual master. So we should get knowledge from the real person. Like we are so fortunate to read Srila Prabhupada's books, right? Because he has given us as it is, and the real knowledge comes there, Prabhupada's books. So that will destroy all the nations. One can become a Dhira only by submissively hearing from a bona fide spiritual master. So Guru should not be a fashion for us. We should definitely listen to our Guru. At least Srila Prabhupada, we should listen to him. And then one must hear submissively from the Dhira in order to attain actual education. So real knowledge comes from the spiritual Guru. Mantra 11 says, Vidyam cha vidyam chayas tadvedopyam saha avidyayam mrityum tirtva vidyayam mritam ashnute. Only one who can learn the process of nascence and that have transcendent knowledge side by side can transcend the influence of repeated birth and death and enjoy the full blessings of immortality. So those who know transcendental knowledge, they can overcome the birth, death, old age, disease cycle. And there is immortality. So immortality is not attained like Hiranyakashipu asked Lord Brahma, no, I want immortality. No, it's not attained like a blessing like that. It's attained after knowing the spiritual truth. Right? There is no more punarjanma, which is that sloka which Krishna says, no more punarjanma, once you know about Krishna. If you know about Krishna, no more coming back. Janma karma chamedi yamevam yo vedi tatvada tekta deham punarjanma naidi mamedi sorjana. Brahma Punarloka Punaravati Arjuna, that is, even if you go to heavenly planets, you come back. That is not this. This I'm asking, if you know about Krishna, if you know about Krishna's activities and pastimes, then Kyakta Deham Punarjanma Naidi. There is no Punarjanma, Maameti Soldier, go back to Krishna. So no Punarjanma. So that means no birth, death, old age, disease. So that is possible only if you become 100% Krishna conscious. Right? So that's what it says. Vidya cha vidyaya cha sa tad vedhavya saha. Sri Upanishad instructs us not to make one-sided attempts to win the struggle for existence. This does not mean that all activities for maintenance of the body should be stopped. There is no question of stopping activities. Activities should continue. In material life, we say, oh, retirement. No, I retired, all that. But spiritual life, is there a retirement? No. Even after death, we continue. Even if you get liberation, you continue your devotional service in the spiritual world. So there is no retirement. As there is no question of wiping out one's temperature altogether when trying to recover from a disease. To make the best use of a bad bargain is the appropriate expression. The great sages and saints of India have attempted to do this by a balanced program of spiritual and material knowledge. So Vidya cha Vidya cha, yes. So if you know the process of transcendental knowledge, then there is no birth, death, old age, disease. So Prabhupada says everyone is trying to have a permanent life. No, everyone says if you go to big business people and all that, they want to live with this world forever. They don't want to go back. I mean, they don't want to die. Prabhupada was saying one big businessman went to a doctor and said, "Can you please extend my life? I mean, his lifespan. Can I live some more years?" Now, what would they say? It's not in their hands, no? But if you become a devotee, it says, Krishna expand your life in that way, because Krishna is Kalosmi, is time. It is said when with rising and setting of the sun, it takes away our life. No, not life, everyone's life. But for a devotee who discusses Krishna's pastime, the lifespan is not decreased. Ayur haradi vaipumsam udayan astam chayan aso tasyarte yakshano nita uttama sloga vartaya. Ayur haradi vaipumsam. Ayus, in the sense the lifespan, haradi will be taken away. For whom? Udayan astam chayan aso. Udayan, by rising and setting of the astam of the sun. But uttama sloga vartaya. Tasyarte yakshano nita uttama sloga vartaya. Those who we talk about Uttama Sloka. Krishna is called Uttama Sloka. Why? Uttama Sloka. Why is Krishna called Uttama Sloka? Nobody knows. Uttama sloka means what? Uttama means best. Sloka is verse.
He is the speaker of Bhagavad Gita.
Almost close.
Vaporisham, he's like, whatever he speaks is the perfect truth.
Hey, nobody knows what is Uttama sloka.
He's glorified with the transcendental.
Krishna is glorified by best of the verses. Yeah, Jyoti Lakshmi Mataji got it right. He is praised by the choicest words. That's what Mataji says. Krishna is praised. Param Brahma Param Dhamam Pavitram Paramam. All this great verses used to glorify Krishna. Krishna is Uttama Sloka Vartaya. In the sense, Uttama Sloka means the best of the verses can glorify Krishna. The choicest of the words can glorify Krishna. That's why he is called Uttama Sloka. Okay, Uttama. Yeah, so for those who glorify the Lord, Uttama Sloka Vartaya, for them, the lifespan is not decreased. Why? Because they're eternally living with Krishna. Their material life might decrease. One Maharaj, Prabhupada's disciple, was saying, somebody was celebrating their birthday. So everyone is like, happy Krishna conscious birthday, all this, so much they were wishing and they were celebrating. So Maharaj was keeping on looking. Maharaj is like, birthday. Birthday means what? The day you're born. That happens only once, no? The day you're born. You are a small baby coming out of your mother's womb. That's one day. How is birthday happening every year? That's not a birthday. You're becoming older and older. That's it. Birthday happens only once when you come out of the mother's womb to this material world. That's birthday. And how do you have it every year? So Maharaj says, it's so stupidness. But every birthday you should feel like, oh, my lifespan is decreasing. I'm becoming older and older. I have to finish Krishna consciousness faster and go back. No, that's what we should see. And when a child grows, Maharaj says, Prabhupada also says this, when a child grows, we say, oh, the child is growing. No, it's actually the changing the body. The body is changing actually. The child is not just growing, it's just changing the body, right? Everything is, it's becoming older and older instead of younger. And so that Ayur Haradi Vaibhutsa. So by rising and sun, both by rising and setting of the sun, for a normal person, lifespan decreases. But for a devotee who glorifies the Lord, chants the holy name, do devotional service, it's never decreasing. Might be materially your age is decreasing, but then spiritually you're actually advancing, right? In spiritual life, we may not complete Krishna consciousness in this life. Doesn't matter. No. This is not our last life. We all, for some of you might be, but then might be few more lives where we can reach perfection. But try to do as much as you can in this life. That's what Prabhupada says. One devotee was saying, every round you chant, you should feel like this is my last round chanting to Krishna. Then what happens? We become serious while chanting. So when we chant, we should feel like that. That's what gives you a good round of japa. So how does the process of spiritual life given by Srila Prabhupada enable us to achieve a balanced program of spiritual and material knowledge? Prabhupada has given us so much, right? We have trained our, not only our spiritual life, but also our material life is also getting trained when you come to Krishna consciousness. So this is the process which Prabhupada has given. And prepare a short, this is an activity that will skip. So mantra 9 to 14, we saw about the knowledge. Okay, 9 to 11 is about in terms of knowledge. 12 to 14 is terms of worship. We'll see that. So these are the different slokas. We will finish till 11. So 9 we saw culture of nascence, still more so culture of so-called knowledge enter into darkness. 10 is culture of knowledge, culture of nascence equal to different results. And 11th is the learn the process of nascence and transcendental knowledge side by side. Both should be there. So as Samir Prabhu is asking, like once the children grow up, should we stop earning and concentrate on Krishna consciousness? See, it depends on your financial stability. Like if you are okay and if you think that not like too much of expensive, your life is simple life, then yes, definitely you can give over and take your time for Krishna consciousness. How long we'll keep on running? When Kapila Dev, was born and he was in a stage of 25 to take care of his mother, Devihuti. Kashyapa actually left. No, he didn't stay long. And how long we'll go on loitering so much for material things. If one Prabhu was saying that if you can take care of the all your financial things and everything is stable and Krishna's mercy, if everything is okay, then if you have some savings, then definitely go for spiritual life. In the sense, give more time to spiritual activities instead of, or you can do some service in the temple, some service you can do. Krishna will take care of everything. Krishna says, Yogakshema Mahami. Or Eko Bahunami Vidadadikama. He maintains. But we don't have much faith. We think that will Krishna do that? Will that happen? Will this happen? And we become so bothered about all other things, but not taking the right opportunity. We don't know how long we're going to be there now. So we're not sure how long. We can't say everybody will become old and die. No, anything can happen anytime. So better we finish, take Krishna consciousness seriously. And I know so many mothers who just to homeschool the children, they gave up their profession and everything because they could not take care of their children in Krishna consciousness. So it's a great responsibility and task to do it. So one Mataji asked one Prabhu, like we invest so much of energy and everything in our children, right, to make them Krishna conscious. 20 years, 25 years might be to make them really Krishna conscious. And then they go to college or job or outside world. They don't become a devotee. Then what to do? Then Prabhu said, it's the call, it's that call is between Krishna and that child. Definitely Krishna will make them a devotee because so much effort you're putting. But in case he doesn't take it seriously, then it's not a loss for you. Why? Because at least you will remain a devotee, at least you will become pure devotee because you're constantly thinking how to elevate a soul to Krishna consciousness. So in that way, it's not a loss, Prabhu. So how much ever we do, whatever we do, it's not a loss if our intention is good. And it depends on person to person. It depends on how you can manage things. If somebody is there to already take care of things, or if you already have some kind of an blessings from the Lord, then you can definitely devote your time full to Krishna consciousness. Nothing wrong in that. Yeah, so that's what. If you have service in the temple and then your prasadam and everything is taken care, then there's no much expense. If it's a simple living, there's not much this thing to be. If we have an posh life and if you try to interact with the outside world in that way, in the social media and all that, then there is a kind of a competition and there is kind of so much of things needed. But if you have a simple life and you live with devotees, not much expenses are there, which you can have a simple living that will be taken care by the Lord. So worship of demigods, still more so, worshippers of impersonal enters into darkness. That's the sloka number 12. Yeah, we'll go to the sloka number 12. Next week, we'll have a revision. Don't worry, I'm just rushing. Okay, in mantra 11, Prabhupada says, everybody is behind gold and money here. Okay, what is the meaning of Hiranyakashipu? Hiranya means?
Gold and bed. Women and bed.
Gold. Gold.
Gold and bed. Bed.
Hiranya is gold and Kashipu is a soft bed. So somebody who's behind all sense gratification. Hiranyaksha means Hiranya is gold. Aksha means eyes. Somebody who sees gold everywhere. So Prabhupada mentions that this cunning gentleman Hiranyakashipu was interested in two things, money and women. And he wanted to enjoy them by becoming immortal. So he asked Brahma from so many benedictions to become immortal. But Brahma himself said, I cannot give you immortality. So then Hiranyakashipu asked for the benediction. But when he asked the benediction, he should think that Krishna is more intelligent than him, that he had to come as Narasimhadev, right? So Kashipu means soft bed, but also means sense gratification. So the miseries of our material world serve to indirectly remind us of our incompatibility with the dead matter. So miseries are good for us. Difficulties are good. It will remind us that we are not ever here in this material world. You can read the purport. It's a big purport, but then it takes some time, but then concentrate on the important points. Mantra 12 says, Andam tama pravishyanti ye asambhutim upasate tatho bhuya ivate tamo yayu samphutyam rataha Those who are engaged in the worship of the demigods enter into darkest region of ignorance, and still more so do the worshippers of the impersonal absolute. So the demigod worshippers are called as what in Bhagavad Gita?
Thief.
Foolish.
Alpamedasa.
Alpameda.
Alpamedasa means less intelligent because they ask for temporary things which are material, right? Which temporary things, money, fame, all that, which is temporary. But Krishna devotees are called as
Intelligent.
Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajna Sankirtana Prai Yajandihi Sumedasa. So Krishna Varnam Tusha, that is Mahaprabhu. Like who is worshipping him? Yajna Sankirtana Prai. It's Sankirtan Yajna in Kali Yuga, and they are worshipping with Kali Yuga, means Sankirtan Yajna, and they are very intelligent because they are asking for what? Krishna Prema or service or liberation from this material world, which is Mukti Pradadam Sarvesham Vishnu Revana Samshya. Only Vishnu can give us. But the demigod worshippers, it says, they enter into the darkest region of ignorance because they are asking material things again and again, which creates bondage, no? In this material world. Again and again, they are asking for rebirth. Repeated birth happens when they ask for material things. And worshippers of impersonal Brahman, the Mayavadis, they also go to the darkest region of ignorance. So Sri Ishopanishad points out that one who worship the demigods and attain to their material planets still remain in the darkest region of the universe. The whole universe is covered by the gigantic material elements. Here, as you said, yes, Abrahma Bhuvanarloga, Punaravti, you come back. Shine Punya, Martiloga Mission. They have to come back when the Punya is over. So worship the demigods, Yanti Deva, Yadauta Deva. So they go back to demigods planet. And still that is darkest region of the universe. Why? Because even though there is heavenly pleasures there and Somaras and Apsaras and Gandharvas, still the devotional service is missing. So in that case, it's the darkest region of the universe. So it's like a coconut covered by a shell and half filled with water. Since its covering is airtight, the darkness within is dense, and therefore the sun and the moon are required for illumination. So this material world is like that, a coconut with a shell. Okay, and there is air, there is darkness there, and the sun and moon is required. But in spiritual world, no sun and moon required, which is that sloka which says in spiritual world there is no moon or sun.
Pasayate suryo nashashanko na pavakaha yadgatva nivartante taddama paramama.
Yeah, Nadat Bhashede Surya Nashashango Napavaka. No need of sun, moon, electricity. Yet Gatwan, and once you go back, no more coming back because it's self-effulgent. Right? The spiritual world is self-effulgent. But this material world is compared to what? Like a coconut. It has a shell and half water. Okay, this is a Bhakti Shastri question. Coconut covered by a shell, half filled with water. Since the covering is airtight, the darkness is dense there and there is sun and moon required. Outside the universe is the vast, unlimited Brahmajyoti expansion, which is filled with Vaikuntha Lokas. Okay. So when you live in the spiritual world, no more coming back. But in the material world, wherever you go, even if you go to Brahma's Loka, still there is rebirth. And impersonalists, the ignorant pseudo-religionists and the manufacturers of so-called incarnations who directly violate the Vedic injunctions are liable to enter into the darkest region of the universe because they misled those who follow them. So Mayavadis, they don't even, they themselves fall into darkest region. They make others also follow them. Anda yadande upaniyamana. Na devi tu swartagadim hi Vishnu. Durasrayaye bahirattamanina andayatandir upaniyamana te api satantra puridham nibanda. Prahlad Maharaj says, andayatandir upaniyamana, the blind following the blind. You're blind, and then you follow another blind person. What happens? Both will fall into the ditch. You should follow a person who's not having any blindness. That means, that's a guru. A guru doesn't have this ignorance. So he takes you to the right path. But if you follow the blind people who's godless and who takes you to the darkest region of existence, then you are misleading others also, no? They also fall. These impersonalists generally pose themselves as incarnation of God to foolish persons who have no knowledge of Vedic wisdom. Because Shastra says who's God. But then others, they follow these so-called impersonal God. If such foolish men have any knowledge at all, it is more dangerous in their hands than ignorance itself. So that is again more dangerous if they have knowledge. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll say the Prabhupada's mood and mission for this. Prabhupada was very strong. You heard any Prabhupada's lecture, Prabhupada would be like calling them fools and rascals, these Mayavadis and impersonalists. No, Prabhupada's like, how can you say you're God? You're not God, you're dog, Prabhupada says. Because if somebody says I am God, he's actually a rascal, because nobody can become God except God, right? And he says about Shastras and everything. So Prabhupada was very clear when somebody comes and argue to Prabhupada or as a Mayavadi or everything, Prabhupada just cut them right then, because that was Prabhupada's mood. And when somebody told Prabhupada, you are God, what did Prabhupada do? Some of Prabhupada's disciples said, Prabhupada, you're God, you're God. What did Prabhupada do then? Yes, Rajat Prabhu, you know. Yes, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, Prabhupada scolded them. Today here he will tell Prabhupada as Guru, and tomorrow he will say he is only Guru, Mataji.
Yeah.
So he told him that.
So when they praise Prabhupada, you're God, you're God, you're God, and Prabhupada throw them out of the society. He didn't even accept them as disciples, because Prabhupada said, today you are saying I am God, tomorrow you'll say you are God. That should not happen. Right? And Prabhupada's like, why are you preaching like a Mayavadi? Don't become a Mayavadi. Mayavadi says, I'm God, I'm God. No, don't be like that. I'm a servant of God. And then Prabhupada corrected it by saying that I'm trying to be a servant of God. If Prabhupada is trying to be a servant of God, what are we? Yes, Lakshmi, yeah, he says, I'm servant of God. And he says, I'm trying to be a servant of God. Prabhupada is trying, after establishing 108 temples all over the world and translating into 87 languages, Bhagavad Gita and whatnot, he didn't do. And he's trying to be a servant. What are we? We are not a servant only. We are nothing in front of Prabhupada. So there are rogues. These rogues are the most dangerous elements in human society. They escape punishment by the law of the state. Nobody can punish you. If you say you're God and you take worship from people, can you put a case against him? Okay, you can put if he's trying to blackmail you with money and all that, but still there's no law to punish them. They cannot, however, escape the law of the Supreme Krishna, who has clearly declared in the Gita that the envious demons in the garb of religious propagandists shall be thrown into the darkest region of hell. Okay, so we should not appreciate that. So Sri Upanishad confirms that the pseudo-religionists are heading towards the most obnoxious place in the universe after completion of the spiritual master business, which they conduct simply for sense gratification. So this just for sense gratification, nothing else. Okay. Okay. So is that time for a breakout room, or should we just skip it? Okay, we'll just see. I think that's done. Okay, we'll have a small breakout room here. After that, we'll have the attendance link posted. We'll have a preaching application. Okay, this is a good question. Now you're all going to be Bhakti Shastri graduates. Bhakti Shastri, so and so. You can actually add it to your degree. If you say that, okay, so and so, MA, BA, whatever degree you have, PhD, whatever, this also becomes your degree. Once you get the degree, you become so and so Bhakti Shastri or Bhakti Shastri so and so. So, what is your attitude towards your senior devotees in your community who may not have completed Bhakti Shastri degree? Oh, you got the degree and you become scholar now. And how is your attitude towards, discuss appropriate attitude for a Bhakti Shastri graduate towards a senior devotee in the community who may not have completed Bhakti Shastri? That senior devotee would not have done Bhakti Shastri. Now, how will be your attitude towards senior devotees in the community who may not have completed the Bhakti Shastri degree? Okay, so that's like a personal application. That's again avidya, vidya and all. You can discuss on that part also. And you can discuss on realization part, how whatever it is, and about how degree and a little bit on how or your approach should be. Okay, 5 minutes breakout room and we come back. Hare Krishna. All of you, please go to the breakout room. Arvind Prabhu, Deemnath Prabhu, Gurunath Prabhu, Rashri Mataji, Kripa Mataji, Sumana Mataji. Gurunath Prabhu, please go to the breakout room. Rajshri Mataji, go to breakout room, please. Goindala Rajashri Mataji. Hare Krishna, all are back. Okay.
No, not yet, Mataji. Only 27 are there.
Yeah, they come back. Okay, so all are back. So we stopped at mantra 13. So mantra 13 mein Prabhupada has given a nice analogy here that a common man can very easily understand that a person can reach his destination only when he purchased the ticket to that destination. A person who has purchased a ticket for Calcutta can reach only Calcutta, but not Bombay. But the so-called spiritual masters say that any and all path will take them to the supreme goal. That is nonsense. If you worship the demigods, you go to their planet. If you take the ticket to Kolkata, you go there. You can't go to Mumbai with that. So similarly, that's a nice analogy here. Bhakti Shastri question. The analogy says that if you worship demigods, you go to their planets. If you take a ticket to Kolkata, you go to Kolkata, not Mumbai. So similarly, you worship Krishna, you go to Krishna's world. But if you worship demigods, you go to their planets. So we stop here. Yes, mother. So please post the attendance link. I'll open the chat. I can post the attendance link and we'll take the breakout room question now. So we have 4 more slokas, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, 5 more slokas to discuss. We'll finish it next week. Okay. Yes, room number 1. Chitra Mother, Dinesh Prabhu, Manasi Madaji, Mandagni Madaji, Nirguneshwara, Manasa Roja, Sridhar Prabhu, Sumanavat.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Yes, Chitra Mother.
Yes. Mataji, definitely for sure we might have gained some knowledge by attending, Bhakti Shastri course. But it doesn't mean that, there's a possibility we might not have grown in the devotional path, Mataji, because it's only the jnana. But practically, if we see, there are so many senior devotees who are already without doing Bhakti Shastri, but how much seva they are doing, how much preaching they are doing. And so we should actually utilize this small little knowledge, whatever we have gained, in spreading the knowledge of Krishna consciousness and helping in the modern mission of Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise also, Mataji, this simply it is a title, Mataji. Sarvapadi Vinirmuktam Paratvena Nirmalam. So maybe one more qualification, as we say, mother, brother, sister, then we become grandmother. So this is just an addition. For that, we should not be proud of. And definitely, as Mahaprabhu has said, no, Trinada Pishuni Chena Tarorapi Sagishnuna. So this, the small, iota of pride also should not enter into us, Mataji. And say Bhakti Shastri was an opportunity to learn. Have we not taken this journey? We might not have read Prabhupada's book. We might not have been in association with, so many great devotees are in our class. That might not have happened. So that we should take as a blessing, and we should never think I have gained this knowledge or I am, the proud should not come in us, Mataji. Hare Krishna. If I have missed anything, other Matajis can add to it.
No, I like that point. Like you become mother, you become grandmother, you become mother-in-law. So that's like a position. So similarly, it doesn't make any difference. Like, but your attitude should remain the same. So yes, so many, and I like the point. Like yes, some senior devotees have more service experience, more seva. Our knowledge might be just theory here, but then practically when they behave and when they do service, that makes a lot of difference. So yes. Room number 2.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji. So in room number 2, we were discussing about when we have when we have senior devotees, then we can actually share with them the benefits of what we have gained through the Bhakti Shastri. So maybe if they are contemplating, though they have done seva, if they are not sure whether they should do the course, we can tell them how we have gained, and we can, tell them about the Bhakti Shastri course and how it has helped us. And although we may not have realized as much as them because they are doing practical service, so we should respect them, and we should also share that the Bhakti Shastri course has actually taught us, in fact, not share with them. We realize that we have learned to respect the senior devotees because the Bhakti Shastri course has given us this knowledge, and it has actually helped us to become more respectful and humble. And at least we are trying to be in a sattva good now, and it has helped us to be less without arrogance, to drop arrogance, because we know now that we are actually nothing compared to the senior devotees. And senior devotees, although they don't have a degree, their application of Krishna consciousness is a lesson for us. So we should they have been practicing the principles, which is much higher than simply knowing the principles. So we must serve the senior devotee and learn from them. And we must be closer to the senior devotees and try to associate with them, because association will help us also to elevate. And we need to remember what Krishna has said, that we should be dasa no dasa. So we have to provide service to these senior devotees, because Krishna says that he doesn't accept service directly. We need to serve the dasa and dasa, the devotees who are serving Krishna. We have to serve them. So our mentality should be to serve them. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Yes, Mataji, you can leave for the class. You have a class,
Mataji.
no?
Hare
Okay, so yes, so that we can share our realization, we can share the knowledge, but then yes, their service attitude, their practical application is different. Very nice. Yes. Room number 3.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Sadar Pranam.
Yes.
Mataji, in room number 3, one Mataji said from Shishtastakam that we have to develop the attitude of being humbler than straw on the street. Give everyone respect. And one Prabhuji said that we don't have to judge anyone on grounds of Bhakti Shastri, whether one has done Bhakti Shastri or whether one has not done Bhakti Shastri. Everyone has their own journey. And we have to respect everyone. And one Mataji said that we have to be servants of the Lord. We have to develop that attitude. And my own views are that we have to respect everyone, regardless of whether one is a devotee or non-devotee. Taking everyone as tiny parts and parcels of Krishna, because this degree is given to us only by mercy of the Lord, to connect us to the Lord and to revive our dormant Krishna consciousness. And it is valuable as long as it is used in the service of the Lord. It belongs to the Lord. We have to
Your
use it as
voice is very feeble, Mataji. Can you be louder? Yes.
Mataji, like we have to respect everyone regardless of whether one is a devotee or non-devotee. Taking everyone as tiny part and parcels of Krishna, and we have to help everyone and connect to the higher source, because this degree is given to us only by mercy of the Lord, and it is valuable as long as it is used for the service of the Lord.
Okay. Yes, so everything should be used in the service of the Lord. So whatever knowledge we have should be used in the service of the Lord. Room number 4.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Shubhamaya.
Yes, Mataji, we are, as already some of the points have been discussed by the other groups. So we are supposed to pay respects to senior devotees, regardless to what qualification they have or what degree do they have. So our learning or getting Bhakti Shastri just help to become a preacher, and we cannot advise the senior devotees, but in fact only help the new devotees in coming to Krishna consciousness. And our degree should not act as a cobra's jewel on the head, because it can only give a negative effect. So we should not be proud, but in fact getting whatever degree we are going to get or we may get, it must work, it must have a humble effect on us, and we should become more humbler day by day and serve Krishna in this matter. So, and then some of the they have said that even getting like Gaur Baba Kishore Das, he had no degree, but he is one of the acharya who has given a good example that even by not learning, being an illiterate, if we are progressing in spirituality, that works far better than having any degrees. Yes,
Yeah,
thank
very
you.
nice.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it is said that the tree with a lot of fruits will bend. So when as we get the degrees and now we go for Bhakti Vaibhav, so then what happens? We should become more humbler, and we should not feel that pride that, oh, I'm Bhakti Shastri. No, a senior Vaishnava used to sit for the class of his junior disciples. His disciples, they are, or he trained them, but when they sit in Vyasasana and take class, the senior disciple, the senior devotee used to sit and hear. He's saying that, I want to hear what Prabhupada has to say through this devotee to me today. So that should be our attitude, not like, oh, I'm senior to that person, I should not sit for the class. You've seen how Namnishna Prabhu sits for the class. Whoever speaks, he sits and listens like a child. So that's a humility. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm great and I don't have to listen to what this youngsters say. No, because it doesn't matter what we are or how we are, but then it doesn't matter what degrees we have. The realization is different and the mercy is different. So that is room number 4. Yes, 5.
Yes, Mataji. From room number 5, we discussed, we had some few points which actually matches with other groups, but I will just repeat those. So we should offer our respect for the experience and devotion they have. Implementing philosophy of Krishna consciousness is more important than just knowing it theoretically and not implementing it. We should recognize their seniority by the devotional service, by the years of devotional service they have implemented, and not by the academic qualifications, because academic qualification is only fruitful when we have a spiritual realization and commitment. So if a senior devotee, we should approach a senior devotee with humility and respect, because they have implemented so many years and dedicated these years in the Krishna consciousness. We should learn from their wisdom, because the wisdom does not only come from academic knowledge, but it comes from the practical wisdoms and insights of the senior devotees who have applied those teachings into their real lives for so many years. We should have also a service attitude for them, because they are very senior and they possibly can help us and elevate us, and we should offer our services. For example, in conclusion, we can say that we can pray for them if they want to endeavor for Bhakti Shastri degree. We should guide them. For suppose like Bhakti Shastri is paid and they are not able to pay for that, then we can connect to the Mangalore group and guide through the Mangalore chain and help them get the Bhakti Shastri degree. We can help and encourage them if they have some IT related problems. If they are very serious and pure, then Krishna only sees the quality and not quantity. So we should encourage them in their endeavor with faith and reverence to Krishna consciousness as well as Bhakti Shastri. So we should avoid the judgmental attitude. Instead, we should support and humbly help them to grow more in the Bhakti Shastri. And we should look at the implementation of the devotional service. That is the philosophy. Implementation of the philosophy is more important than learning the philosophy. Sumulata Mataji had some points.
Hare Krishna. Mataji has covered, Mataji, because I had the same experience when I went to temple. My senior most Mataji, when she said that she's doing the Bhakti Shastri course, that time it really, because I was in the temple, I could not get puffed up, because I very well knew, Mataji, the effect of Maya, that I was scared. Then the moment itself, I thought that when Krishna says that I am impartial to I'm not partial to everybody, so I am impartial. So it just strike my mind, Mataji, like God never sees the quality, quantity, like how many years you have been serving here for me. So it just made me, even motivated me, and it made me like I have to be very sincere and serious in my studies. That's it, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Jyoti Mataji wants to add something.
No, Mataji, I wanted to ask some question, but I'll ask at the end of the class.
Yeah, we are done. It's already 9:10.
Mataji, you had said that we all are tiny parts and parcels of Krishna, and we are not Krishna. I agree with that. That we are separate. But if
your voice is very, I can't hear you clearly.
Mataji, now I'm audible.
Can you? Yeah.
Now I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
I wanted to ask, like you said that we all are servitors of the Lord, and we have to serve the Lord. So like no one is equal to Krishna, no one is above Krishna. Now my question is that if someone aspires to see the Almighty in all beings, because Krishna inhabits in the hearts of all as super soul, chahe shatru bhi samne aa jaye, even if an enemy comes, that someone aspires to see Krishna even in that, so that bitterness doesn't come in the heart. So is it a wrong desire, or is it madness? Is it possible?
No, Prabhupada says the example of a snake. A snake, like the snake became a devotee. right? And then everybody started throwing stones at the snake because everyone know the snake became a devotee, so the snake is not going to bite us back. So the snake went to the spiritual master and said, now what to do? I became a devotee, now I can't hurt anyone. So what did the spiritual master say? You're a snake. So put your head up and try to show them as if you are biting, but you should not bite. So
Okay.
to innocent people, yes, we behave normally and we should be humble with devotees. But when somebody comes to attack you, like the snake, somebody was throwing stones at the snake, then the snake had to hiss them, but then should not bite it. In the sense, physically, we should not hurt them physically or mentally or whatever by our words. But then we should show the way strong that they can't take advantage over us or over take that, oh, she's a Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, she's not going to respond. We are not a stone. So we should prove them that we are strong enough to fight in case of a fight, but then we should not, we should be humble wherever it's required. But when people try to attack you and take advantage of you, then we should hiss, but not bite like that. So
okay, self-defense.
Yeah, kind of. But we should not hurt others and do offense because everybody is, but only a pure devotee can behave like that. But a devotee can actually get angry when somebody blasphemes the Lord or do Vaishnava Parad, right? But then don't show your weak point and don't make others take advantage of you and exploit you. That's not right, just because you're a devotee. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is from room number 1. I just
yes.
wanted to add that we should also do preaching work. As a matter of fact, after acquiring this knowledge, we should spread the words of Srila Prabhupada and amongst all the people, preaching, talking about Krishna, spreading Krishna's message of Bhagavad Gita and others. That is what I wanted to add.
Yeah. That is a very excellent point, Prabhu, and that is what was required also because ISKCON is a preaching mission. So it should all come out from your shell, and whatever difficulties you have, just break all that. And once you're done with Bhakti Shastri, try to take some kind of preaching opportunity, and which will really help you to boost your knowledge. And otherwise, you keep forgetting. So, and also whatever knowledge you got, you should spread it. The more knowledge increases by spreading. And when you start teaching, you really understand how much you know. You really don't know anything. So, and then you start studying, you become humble also. You understand that there are much people better than you who knows more things than you, and makes us humble actually. And to keep our knowledge fresh and also to learn more, it helps you to learn more, and the teaching will help you to prepare things and stay active in Krishna consciousness. So preaching should be taken up by all the Bhakti Shastri graduates. One way or the other, try to preach Krishna consciousness. Okay, we can stop almost till night. So next week, we'll on 25th, we'll complete Ishopanishad, and 27th, we'll have a revision of Ishopanishad. And okay, and July 2nd, you can take a revision study break, and 4th, we have our exam. And 9th, we have our sloga exam, and we are done with our Bhakti Shastri degrees. So by July 9th, I'm planning to wind up the batch. And at least by August 1st week, I hope you get the certificates. Immediately I have to send it. And then August 19th opening, we'll see. Prabhu wants a convocation degree. I mean, for your certificates. So let's see how it happens. Because nothing is confirmed now. Yes, Shraddha Mataji?
Mataji, after completing all the exams, since we have been with you for past 1.5 years, can we have one concluding session where we can offer our reverence, or we can, just share our bits of journey and, just last session with
that will make me proud. That will increase my pride. So that should not happen.
Okay, we can share our journey then.
We can just share our experience or whatever. Because I never personally spoke to any one of you. I felt like I didn't have a personal, because of so much of things, I didn't have personal touch with others. Some of them I know you, but then not everyone. So yes, we can have a interactive session that time. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining.